All right, and welcome back, everybody, and joining us here on the couch. Look at this! Look at that beautiful donation number right there, $1,001.
Hey, we're matching. That's what I'm talking about. Me and Eric and I were both matching. We both need that donation, that hair care donation. But again, for those of you just tuning in, we do have a very, very special guest from Goodwill. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Eric Bisaillon, and I've worked at Goodwill for about 4.5 years.
Nice.
And I liked when I asked him how to pronounce his last name. He actually had a very, very James Chen pun to it.
Okay.
Like how it goes about like pronouncing it. What was it again? It was
So what'd you do this weekend? You went on a boat? So you
been sailing.
Bisaillon.
Bisaillon.
Be sailing through all these.
You be sailing.
See, he's all about it. He's the pun master here. So what is it exactly that you do over at Goodwill? You've been with the company for 4 years, as you said.
Yeah, a little over 4 years. I'm a business development manager, so I help partner with businesses in Orange County to hire people who have a disability.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, obviously Goodwill is doing a lot of stuff to help people of all sorts of disabilities, right?
Correct. So, our mission is to help people find jobs that provide purpose, pride, and dignity. And we help people with intellectual disabilities, with physical barriers, but we focus on their ability to find them the right fit.
I know you guys have programs like ATEC where it helps with the communications for those that have maybe not had that ability to communicate as well. And you guys are finding the ability in disability as well. That's one of the key quotes I've heard throughout this entire weekend. I'm really, really, happy to even be a part of that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Some folks that are nonverbal or have trouble communicating, we help them with devices that'll enhance their life so they can communicate so people know what they're asking for. It's pretty awesome.
Now, what is it about your job that helps you? What is it that gets you up in the morning working for Goodwill? I always like to kind of ask this. I'm going to go straight to it. What's in it for you when it comes to working at Goodwill?
What's in it for me is two things. Way back in the day, I had an uncle who had a disability, and everyone thought he would never be able to work. My dad helped him find a job as a janitor, and he worked for this company for 45 years.
Wow. Okay.
And then personally, I have a son who's 19 who has a disability, and so every morning I wake up, I think of my Uncle Willie, and I think of my son Kyle, and I know that I'm going to make a difference for many people.
Nice.
And one of my favorite stories is I helped a lady about 2 years ago, 37 years old, no one would give her a job. She has a master's degree, working on her PhD because of her physical disability, and a gentleman hired her, and she's changed his life because she shows up for work every day, very dedicated, and she doesn't let anything stop her, no excuses. As her mom says, no pity parties for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the tough things is, like you said, it's a physical disability, but she has obviously all the credentials, and
Absolutely.
That physical disability is enough to make it so some people might not hire her. And this is kind of one of those situations that helps them out with that, and helping change the perception of all of this,
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
One of my other favorite stories is a young man who, mid-30s, again, bachelor's degree, no one would hire him. He's been employed now for 2 years, and he lived in a group home. But just February this year, he was able to move into his own apartment. So the independence for these folks is just amazing.
Yeah, which is just a big step, a hard thing to do, especially in the likes of Southern California in general. It's just very difficult with housing in general. That's a pretty big deal. Now, I know you've shared some of your personal stories, but how about some of your success stories over at Goodwill?
Again, some of those folks I mentioned, but in the last 4 years, the city of Santa Ana, especially working with the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce and introducing me to many business owners and managers, we've helped over 100 people just in the city of Santa Ana. So this city is a great partner of ours.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously this is the Goodwill of Orange County, OC, but
Correct.
You cover a much wide, how much area do you cover?
Well, actually, because we are Goodwill of Orange County, we just focus on Orange County. Okay. There are other Goodwills in other areas.
Okay.
And so they specifically would work in Orange County, our folks that we serve.
Just keep it nice and centralized, I guess. But you also have a plethora of them in Southern California. From what I remember, I know there's one just Los Angeles. There's a whole Southern California district as well. They label themselves Southern California. That's got to be do they look over everybody, or is it just everybody operating individually?
Everybody operates independently.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Correct.
Okay.
We all have the same mission, but we work independently.
Nice.
Now, is this your first time working as or working with an esports event? Is this our first company venture into the esports realm?
This is the first venture, and so far, looking around this room, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is your first time in the esports arena in general?
First time.
Have you ever played any iteration of like Street Fighter or a Smash Brothers game, or know anybody that has.
My son, but not me.
Nice.
As long as you're supporting it, that's what we care for, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting too, because in the fighting game community, we have players like Broly Legs. We have a lot of players who have overcome disabilities as well to become very strong players. And I've talked with a few people who might be missing an arm or something, and trying to find ways to play fighting games, because there's actually a couple of blind players.
Yeah, Sven, the blind warrior over in the UK, who actually plays strictly off of sound, who's actually made it like out of pools as well, where he would go through like a multitude of players, and he's actually won based off of sound alone. He has like a full documentary. That's ridiculously hard to do, obviously.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so I feel like it's a kind of a good match here, because like I said, in the fighting game community, it's really about being able to find a way to do it regardless of the restrictions that you have, and that's kind of what what you guys are doing at Goodwill of OC.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah, a lot of the players embrace it. They're empowered by whatever that they have, because they're just as good as every other player out there, man. They've been showing it too in every single pro circuit that they've been involved in.
You've been singing the past couple of weeks, and for the next few weeks, Broly Legs is on part
Broly
of the
Legs
Street
is
Fighter
one of
League right
my
now.
favorite players of all time. He's one of the funniest guys. Like no joke here. He's actually one of the most genuine players I've ever met. He's a very, very funny guy. His humor is through the roof, and he's a great Chun-Li player. He sees past any of his limitations, and he exceeds and excels way beyond that. And it's really impressive. It's very inspirational as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now we know also that. See, he's already chuckling, because I know you two would get along just fine. And he had the puns already.
Okay.
But he has a musical gift as well for the folks at home. No incentives, no donation incentive needed. He actually has some bars for us. And I know I've told Eric prior to him getting onto the seat that you actually have like a beat for him. He actually has like a freestyle for the folks at home.
You're not making me.
I mean, I'll beatbox with you.
Oh,
I know.
Get a little beat.
I can't beatbox.
Give us a little intro as to how you even got into coming up with this rap, because the guys said it over at Goodwill, or Lux was like, he actually is really into writing his own raps and stuff, and kind of freestyling a bit.
I don't know if I'd call him a rap, but I do a lot of networking, and there was a meeting one time. There was like 50 people, and it was not too exciting. People are looking at their phones instead of listening to people. So I just decided to come up with a little energy and a little rhyme.
I like that. No, I like that.
Okay.
And we actually had that for you already, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he had it ready for us. James, you want to drop him a beat?
I'm not dropping it.
Are you sure?
I can't do the beatbox.
You got to be. He was literally doing every single donation.
No, but that's not beatboxing.
Come on, dude. That counts.
That's not. That's singing though, right?
Give us a drop of the first line, and I'll come up with something. You ready?
Okay, ready?
Give it to me.
Hey, my name is Eric B., and I work for Goodwill of Orange County. We help find jobs for people who have a disability by focusing on their ability. As I look around this room, I can see Gamer Nation is the place to be. Well, I really don't have much more to say, but help us reach our goal of 50K.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Go,
See, significantly better than both of us on the couch, actually. We would never have come up with anything like that. But we do appreciate you guys coming through. And Eric, again, thank you so much for joining us on the couch.
Thanks,
we really do appreciate everything you and Goodwill does. And we were going to have more and more guests tuning in as the day goes on throughout this entire weekend. And again, the incentives you saw earlier, the donation goal, it goes to opening up more exhibitions for the players, something you guys want to see. And for more information on that, it's all down below. But again, it's all going towards a good cause. All the money we've accumulated so far, it's all going to a good cause.
And even just during this talk, we've already gotten a little bit more donations. So we're at 1024.
Let's get it.
69.
10-24-69.
Yeah.
These guys are hooligans. These guys are all hooligans. A bunch of them. But again, we appreciate your time, Eric. Very much so appreciated.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, everyone out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's keep those donations running in there. It's for a great cause, as we've all heard. So
what you're about to tune into right now is actually going to be the Punk versus Phenom exhibition. But that's only going to happen after we take a quick break. So that being said, do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.